So I thought I lived alone, until I found a room hidden behind my basement wall, complete with sleeping bags, a flashlight, and photos of me sleeping. I bought the house in early spring. It was a 2-bedroom with a partially finished basement, located in a quiet suburban neighborhood. It needed a little work, but it felt like a dream. I'm a single guy, early 30s, and I work remotely in tech, so I was excited to turn the basement into a home office and gym. It smelled musty, like most basements do, and the previous owner had left behind some dusty furniture. But I figured I'd clean it all out over the next few weeks. About a week after moving in, I started noticing strange things. At first, it was small. My pantry door would be ajar in the morning, even though I always close it. Then I heard creaking footsteps at night, but I live alone, so I chalked it up to the house settling. Then one night, I was working late downstairs when I heard a soft knock behind the wall. Not from the stairs, inside the wall. I froze. It didn't happen again, so I told myself it must have been a pipe. That weekend, I decided to clean out the old storage closet in the basement. It was tucked behind the laundry area with some heavy shelves against the wall. As I was moving the shelves, I felt a slight draft. I pulled them away completely and found a strange gap in the concrete, like an old doorway that had been plastered over but poorly. I tapped the wall and it sounded hollow. Now, I know it sounds stupid, but I grabbed a hammer and started chipping away at it. After about 20 minutes, I uncovered a rotten door. No knob, just a latch. I hesitated, but curiosity won. I pried it open and was hit with a wave of damp, stale air. Behind it was a tiny, hidden room, barely 6 feet by 8. Inside was an old sleeping bag, empty food cans, a flashlight, and a moldy backpack. Someone had been living here. I called the police immediately. They came, searched my room, and even dusted for prints. One officer said, "You're lucky you found this. Whoever was down here, they had no intention of being seen." They said the setup looked fresh. Maybe someone had been there only days before. That's when I told them about the noises, the pantry door, the knock from inside the wall. The cops searched the entire property, but whoever had been staying there was long gone. I barely slept that night. Over the next few days, I tried to go back to normal, but then I found something that changed everything. Hidden behind the furnace, I found a stack of photos. Photos of me, sleeping, working on my laptop, brushing my teeth. The angles were all from the basement stairwell, which meant the person had been coming up at night, watching me, maybe even standing right behind me. There was one photo that shook me the most. It was a selfie, a gaunt man with sunken eyes, stringy hair, and a cracked smile, standing at the foot of my bed. I never saw him, but he saw me. The police returned. They took the photos, the bag, everything. They said it wasn't the first time someone had been squatting unnoticed in a house, but it was one of the most disturbing. I moved out a week later, put the house up for sale. I couldn't stay there. I couldn't sleep without seeing that face. They say your home is a safe space, but sometimes the danger is already inside, watching, waiting, living beneath your feet.